both young when I first saw you. I close my eyes and the flashback starts. I'm standing there on a balcony in summer air. See the lights, see the party, the ball gowns. See you make your way through the crowd and say hello. Little did I know that you were Romeo, you were throwing pebbles, and my daddy said stay away from Juliet. And I was crying on the staircase, begging you please don't go. And I said, Romeo, take me somewhere we can be alone. I'll be waiting, all there's left to do is run. You'll be the prince and I'll be the princess. It's a love story, baby, just say yes. So I sneak out to the garden to see you. We keep quiet 'cause we're dead if they knew. So close your eyes, escape this town for a little while. 'Cause you were Romeo, I was a scarlet letter, and my daddy said stay away from Juliet. But you were everything to me, I was begging you please don't go. And I said, Romeo, take me somewhere we can be alone. I'll be waiting, all there's left to do is run. You'll be the prince and I'll be the princess. It's a love story, baby, just say yes. Romeo, save me, they're trying to tell me how to feel. This love is difficult, but it's real. Don't be afraid, we'll make it out of this mess. It's a love story, baby, just say yes. I got tired of waiting, wondering if you were ever coming around. My faith in you was fading when I met you on the outskirts of town. And I said, Romeo, save me, I've been feeling so alone. I keep waiting for you, but you never come. Is this in my head? I don't know what to think. He knelt to the ground and pulled out a ring and said, marry me, Juliet, you never have to be alone. I love you and that's all I really know. I talked to your dad, go pick out a white dress. It's a love story, baby, just say yes. We were both young when I first saw you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's Sonder Social. I'm Malika. I will be leading you through your journaling activity and your Admiration Hearts exercise here in the February journal. I'm super excited. I haven't done a journaling social in what seems like forever. And for folks who have been longtime Silk and Sonder subscribers and have been coming to a lot of socials, you know that those are my bread and butter. I love a good journaling social. It's one of my favorites to host. And I see a ton of names that I do recognize. So welcome back to all those folks that are returning. And for folks that are new, huge welcome. I'm super excited to have you here. Before we get started, if you are new, go ahead and type an I'm new in the chat, and let us know if you are new to the socials. And before we get started, make sure to also check if that blue toggle is set to everyone. That's how we all interact with each other In the social, it's typing to everyone. If it's just hosts and panelists, it'll only go towards me and Maya. So make sure to double check as well. All right. And also, joining me is Maya. She's dialing in from Colorado, and she will help facilitate this evening and help answer any questions you might have in the chat as we go through this hour. And I'm really excited. All right. And I'm dialing in from sunny San Francisco. It's been a pretty rainy week, but today we got some sun, so I'm very excited. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Because we do have some new folks, I'll quickly run through the kind of community guidelines. Remember to be kind and courteous to yourself and others. No promotions or spam. Respect everyone's privacy. No hate speech or bullying. Any product and accessory questions or customer care inquiries can be sent to hello@silkensonder.com. And just remember that Sonder socials are the way we all connect with each other. And it's really all about kind of getting the most out of your journals, especially these journaling socials. I noticed that there's something so powerful sharing with one another as we dive into the theme a bit more. So thank you all for kind of being here tonight. And we'll go ahead and get started. All right. Okay, so I want to first kind of talk about this month's theme. So this month's theme of admiration is really fun. I think it's perfect fit for the month of February. And I'm going to read the definition because I think we're going to dive into admiration quite a bit in this social. So it's always good to kind of come up with this definition. So it's written on page 3. And basically, admiration is a feeling of respect and warm approval for someone or something, recognizing their qualities, achievements, or actions. So admiration is truly kind of acknowledgement of someone doing something really meaningful or something that you admire in terms of their qualities or how they show up in the world. Or if it's self-admiration, it's how you show up in the world. And we're really going to dive into a lot of self-admiration today. So it'll be good to kind of look inward, be a little bit more introspective today as we dive into this. So, admiration can come in a lot of forms. So, we'll kind of look inward for today. But all right, I will walk us through the agenda. So, we'll start off with an opening activity, which we'll do on a blank page or on a scratch paper, or if you have a blank page in your journal, that's fine. We'll then dive into the admiration journal prompts, and then we will move into admiration hearts, which is on page 21. All right. Okay. So for this opening activity, find a blank page in your journal and maybe close your eyes for a little bit and think about what place you deeply admire. Try to think about kind of where's your happy place? What's a spot maybe in your town or your city that you really enjoy? Or maybe it's a place that you visited once that really made you feel really connected. So think about kind of where that place is. Start visualizing that space. And think about kind of those sensory details that come to the surface. What are the sounds? What are the smells? What are the sights? What are the tastes? What are the textures that contribute to its unique character? How do these sensory experiences make you feel? And if you could make one significant change to this place, what would it be? And how would this change or enhance your admiration for it and its value to others? So I'm going to quickly reflect. I'm going to share how I answered this, and then I will kind of I'll give you all some time to kind of reflect and write this out. But I chose this one place in San Francisco. I live in San Francisco, and I live really close to the Ferry Building for folks who have visited, which is kind of along the bay. And there's a pier not too far from the Ferry Building that kind of goes out towards the water. And it's really beautiful. It's just really, you can see it here. It's really pretty, especially during sunset. And it's just a really calming place for me. And I really like the smell of the water and the feeling of the crisp, cool air. And just also what I'm looking at, I see kind of the water and the nature, and then I turn around and I see the city skyline, and I really like kind of like the merge of both. So that is a place that's really fun for me. It's walking distance, and I'm very lucky that it's so close by. And if I could change one thing about this place, maybe besides Maya and I were joking, like maybe removing the extra people. But if it's not that, then I would say kind of removing the bird poop off the benches. That would also be kind of nice. But that would be kind of the only change I would make, and it would definitely make me admire it even more. And fun fact, I actually saw a lock at the end of this pier, and it said kind of like keep going, and just like keep dreaming, keep believing in yourself. And it was like etched into the lock. And it was really beautiful and kind of a nice little reminder. So with that, I will go ahead and give you some time, and we will regroup for the journaling activities next. All right. Thank you all for sharing those special places and spaces in your life that you admire. It's kind of fun reading through this because every time you kind of talk about the place you had in mind, I'm like, oh yeah, I love that place, or oh, I've never been there, but now I want to go. So there are many places that we admire that maybe we forget sometimes. And it's also kind of a fun way to give gratitude to kind of the places that we witness, and how beautiful it is. So thank you all so much for sharing, for the opening activity. We will now move on to the next activity, which is the journaling activity. So maybe roll your wrists out because we're about to get writing. So turn to page 14 in your journals for these journaling prompts. And we'll kind of walk through each box together. So I'll kind of walk through the first box, I'll give you some time, and then we'll kind of do it section by section. So for the first box, think of a time when you truly felt proud of yourself. Describe it in vivid detail. So sometimes this may be difficult for a few of us. If you have like a time, maybe you haven't felt that way in a while, but maybe there are some instances that you are proud of yourself for getting through or kind of overcoming a fear, achieving a personal goal, helping someone in need, excelling in a challenging situation, standing up for yourself or others, pushing through failure to succeed, making a tough but right decision. So I have some kind of additional questions to help maybe jog those juices a little bit, get those juices flowing in terms of maybe you can kind of it'll help you think about what that time was like. But these are really personal, right? So when I think about a time when I was really proud of myself. I think it will be I think this past year in 2024 was probably one of like my rock bottoms in my life. There's just a lot going on. I was overcoming a really toxic breakup. And then I had to deal with the family crisis. And then I unexpectedly got pushed out of my job after going to jury duty. And it was just kind of messy, and then was kind of dealing with unemployment for an extended period of time until I got my job in the fall. So it was just a lot to deal with, to say the least, personally. And I think I'm really proud of myself. I think when I got my new job, it really did feel like the light was coming, and it was good to kind of move forward, and it was felt very validating after kind of dealing with challenge after challenge after challenge consecutively. So it was definitely a tough time, but it was good to push through and believe in myself and continue to believe in that, and overcame that challenging time. So, with that, I will give you all some time to reflect on a time you felt proud of yourself, and then we'll regroup for the next section. All right. Thank you all for sharing and being so vulnerable in the chat. You all are really, really inspirational. I clearly am. It's just there's so much to process. I think it's sometimes we go through some low lows or we get through something really challenging, and sometimes we don't recognize the profound impact it has on us. And I'm really just proud of you all for kind of going through those challenges or kind of navigating those situations, and really showing up for yourself and choosing to do what's best for you. I think sometimes that's difficult. So, thank you all for being so vulnerable in this chat. This is such an incredible group. And it is the reason why I feel so connected to you all. You all are incredible. All right. On that note, we will now move on to that next box, which are the 5 to 10 qualities or traits that you admire about yourself. So think about kind of what those traits are. I have kind of a word bank here, just in case you can't come up with those words, but I will give you all some time to write out those qualities and traits and really think about what those words are, and write them down. And kind of as you write them down, think of it as almost like a gold star. You're giving yourself that acknowledgement that you deserve, and share with us in the chat what those words are, what those traits are that you wrote down for yourself so we can celebrate you. All right. Thank you all for all your powerful words that you've wrote in the chat. You're affirming those qualities and those traits that you admire about yourself. I think it is definitely important to take inventory of who you are and what represents you, and you should be celebrated for that. So thank you. Okay, we will now move on to that last box of this page, which is the how can you continue to appreciate these qualities in yourself? Write down specific steps to nurture self-admiration. So we've done the work where we're reflecting back on kind of something that we've overcome, when we've been really proud of ourselves, and then we've also identified the traits within ourselves. But how do we kind of continue to notice the good things about ourselves and kind of express self-admiration in our day-to-day? Here are some ideas if we wanted to kind of take one of these, but I encourage you to come up with your own action plan and your own process if you'd like to. But these are the ones that I thought of. So keeping a daily or weekly journal to reflect on kind of those moments where you demonstrated the qualities that you admire and what that situation was to give it context. Regularly listing kind of your strengths and accomplishments to reinforce your self-worth. A kind of asking yourself question. So maybe like you can have like a question that you write to yourself like each day, like just thinking about, okay, what I admire myself if I were someone else. And then think about kind of your small wins. Typically we identify our big wins. We definitely remember those, but those little wins also count. So thinking about those, creating a positivity folder. I really like this idea, almost like a folder of, maybe your coworker said something nice to you, or maybe somebody said something in your day to day at the grocery store, or someone gave you a compliment that you weren't expecting, or you achieve something. Kind of take those screenshots, all those kind of moments, and put them in a little folder. Ooh, I love that idea. Rachel calls it the smile file. I think that's so cute. So that's a great idea. And then also, at the end of the day, maybe writing down 3 things you admire about yourself for that day. So I know a lot of us journal almost every day, and thinking about what those 3 things are, and reflecting on that. So I'll give you all some time to kind of write out your process on those actionable steps that you're going to do to nurture your self-admiration. And then we will regroup for the affirmation hearts next. All right. Thank you all for kind of sharing your action plan, and kind of what you've just kind of reflected on kind of how you're going to give yourself that those times when you can reflect on when you're doing a good job or when you want to celebrate those wins in those everyday moments. We will now move on to the next activity, which is the self-admiration, or sorry, the admiration hearts, which is on page 21. So for this activity, this should go by relatively quickly, but you can get creative with it. So if you have your colored pencils or your pens, and you want to get creative, and have some fun with this, definitely feel free to do so. Unfortunately, I was trying to find some examples in Sonder Club, but because it's pretty early in the month, I don't think many people have done this activity. But you all will be some of the first. So with that, we can kind of write down like some affirmations in your hearts to make you feel full and loved. Here are some examples of affirmations that you can put in your heart. It doesn't have to be from this list. It can, of course, be any affirmations. I know the app has affirmations every day. So if you find any of those affirmations that really resonate with you, definitely feel free to reflect on those and write those in your heart. Or if you have kind of another bank of affirmations that you want to use for this section, definitely feel free to do so. We've already kind of done a lot of self-admiration this hour. So you know the qualities that lie within you. You know what's makes you worth celebrating. So make sure to kind of write that, acknowledge it, put it in your hearts, and go ahead and have fun with it. So I'll give you all some time to fill out your admiration hearts, and I'll see you in a bit. All right. Thank you all for sharing your affirmations. There's some really powerful ones in the chat that you all shared with us. Definitely take pictures of your hearts. I would love to see what they look like in Sonder Club. Which brings me, we're nearing the end of our hour together. I know this hour flies by, but make sure to share your pages. I mentioned the affirmation hearts, but if you would like to also share your journaling prompts as well in Sonder Club, just if you haven't already learned about the life coach product that Silk and Sonder offers, make sure to check that out. It's a really cool product. I know folks are talking about Jenny from the product itself. So make sure to check that out. Meha, founder and CEO, the founder and CEO of, oh gosh, the slide is not coming up. There it is. She is going through a session on this tomorrow. So make sure to check that out. It's going to be a really special hour. It's all about kind of the personalized coaching service and how it's really tailored to you to really supercharge your healing journey, your journaling journey, and makes it really tailored to your personality. So bring friends, bring your colleagues, bring people that you think would like it. It'll be a really special event. And, all the success stories, they'll be answering questions, talking about upcoming features and launches for the product. And really, if you're like curious about it at all, I highly, highly recommend to attend this event. And yes, Maya said there's a few raffles, so definitely come. She dropped in kind of the sign up link for that session, which is again, it's tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. So definitely check that out. All right, but thank you all so much for spending this hour with me and Maya. It was such a fun hour. It was great to kind of dive in together in these journaling prompts. And I admire all of you. So thank you all so much for showing up for yourselves. And I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
I've been driving